Plants vs. Zombies, a tower defense game that was a part of many of our childhoods where we use our very own trusty plants to fight through wave after wave of zombies in many different worlds. A game I chose to have something quick and also easy, yet would only be able to 100% it after long, grueling hours. Starting level 1-1 was simple, as only having one singular path meant we could just build up a cannon to complete the level, where we unlocked the sunflower. Now, in order to place down your plants, you need to have sun. You can slowly get some by waiting for it to drop from the sky, or like our sunflower, you can use a sun producing plant to really get it moving. Clearing level 2, we got the cherry bomb, an AoE insta-kill which we would use to clear out level 3, completing the tutorial. And level 4 wasn't much difficulty as well. I mean, go figure, it is a children's game, not really meant to be all that hard. We lose! Now, the 5th level of each world was always a minigame. And for World 1, that minigame was Walnut Bowling, a game where you had to strategically aim and roll your nuts to build combos and hold off waves of enemies. Yet they also give you a bunch of instas, so take it as you will. Yet now we would get the actual best starting plant in this entire game with the Spud Mine. The start of each level will only send out one zombie every now and then. Normally you have to start with your pea shooters, but the 25 cost Spud Mine can defend the early game all by itself, really allowing you to snowball your sun production from the start. We soon collected the Snow Pea, a pea shooter that slows enemies, and the Chomper, which eats zombies, yet would need to take a pretty long time to chew before being ready again. And then we got another one of the best plants in the Repeater, a pea shooter that shoots 2 peas instead of 1, which would absolutely shred against weak zombies and hold back the waves with ease, as we now made our way to the last level of the day world. Now, the last level of each world were all conveyor belt levels, which slowly sent you random plants to defend your yard. And I'm here to announce that I am a conveyor belt level enjoyer. People's main complaints is that they're just too easy, but again, this game is not built to be hard anyways. But again, completing the level got us our first mushroom companion as we moved on to the night levels, with the gimmick being here that sun no longer drops from the sky anymore. But let me tell you why that doesn't matter at all. These little guys right here, they're called puff shrooms, a zero sun plant with very fast recharge times, meaning spamming these guys and overwhelming the zombies made this trivial, and it was easily the MVP of the night levels. Now, I do also have a confession to make. I have never actually played past this point before. I do have reason though, I do have reason, and it's because I was a mobile player. And this game is like unreasonably infested with ads. Like a whole ad would be played before and after each level. Plus, on top of that, I've always been more of a balloons guy anyways. So I hope to be accepted into this community with wide open and loving arms. But moving on to 2-2, we got the Sun Shroom, our sun producer for the night levels. And honestly, just because of these guys, I was not a huge fan of night levels. You plant them down as they start with 2 stages, the first only producing 15 sun, and after a while they'll finally grow and produce 25 sun orbs instead. All in all, just really slow producers. Reaching level 5, it was time for the next minigame, Whack a Zombie, where zombies would emerge from their graves as you would have to whack them with a mallet. At the end of the day, this is just a clicker game, and I have spent a whole lot of time playing pointless Roblox games. But so many coins would drop from the zombies that we were able to pick up 30 in a row without letting any disappear. We would also unlock the Hypno Shroom, which would really help us deal with the overly tanky zombies like football zombies, for example. And after that is when we would get our runner-up for the MVP, Scary Shroom. A plant that, like the name suggests, gets scared if zombies get too close. Yet with its low cost, just putting it in the back made even large waves of zombies easily defendable with such a cheap defense. In 2-8, we hypnotized a disco zombie and got the Doom Shroom, a massive column clearing insta that we used to beat 2-9. And the final level was simple, as we got plenty of these freezing mushrooms to stall, hypno shrooms, and doom shrooms if it got scary. And with that, we got a lily pad because we were heading to the pool. In the backyard now, we had to also defend the waters, which we could only do after placing a lily pad down. Yet we got another cheap insta in the squash who was very useful. Day levels also have the added effect that all mushroom plants we obtain would sleep, pretty much making them unusable. Yet we could still use the puffroom as a short stalling tactic, where we would also unlock minigames and the three-peater, a pea shooter that would shoot a pea in 3 rows, really allowing you to overwhelm the screen. We also found Crazy Dave's car keys and unlocked the shop, which would be more useful later on. Yet the pool minigame was another conveyor belt levels where we were facing off against perfectly average sized zombies. Even though we only get pea shooters, all the zombies have reduced health as we can claim the jalapeno. A lane clearing insta that would work especially well against the annoying Zamboni zombie, which would make a path for the bobsled zombies, which would keep coming out if we don't get rid of the ice. And we also had these dolphin riding zombies that would jump over the first plant. And with that being right in the back, we ended up using our first ever lawnmower. I haven't touched on lawnmowers yet because I haven't needed to, but they're pretty much a one-time use second life for each row of every level. And level 10 again was probably the easiest one as we were getting so many three-peaters and torchwoods, which would make our peas into fireballs. And once we got a good few of those down, zombies couldn't even walk past the first column. Now we were on to the fog levels, which were night pool levels with this fog that I was not a fan of whatsoever. Here's another thing. You eventually get the lantern to light your way through the fog, when we then also have balloon zombies which can fly over our defense, so we need to use cacti, which are absolutely terrible, to pop the balloon. And right after that, we get the blower, a plant that blows away fog, but also blows away balloon zombies, which pretty much just made the last 2 plants completely useless. But reaching 4-5, we got our game mode with Vase Breaker, a game where you break vases with random chances for it to be a zombie or a plant. And the end goal is to break every pot and defeat every zombie without getting overwhelmed. A little tricky, but all in all, a pretty fun game mode. They're so annoying! Ooh, I love stars. Is it a star fruit? Oh, that's funny. Yeah, star fruit. Shoots stars in 5 different directions. I fucking love stars! Starfruit was a very fun plant that would easily become my favorite with no bias whatsoever. We then ran into our first small issue. Oh shit, there's balloon zombies in this one. Fuck me. Shit, I don't have my stuff for this. Oh fuck, there's another one. Oh, I think we're dead. God damn it. I got so caught up on the magnets that I didn't even notice there's a balloon zombie. Is this our first death? Oh no, they do that to the lawnmowers. Okay. But the second wave, there's no way we survive. We had to absolutely hope that balloons would be in a row with a lawnmower still and not get overwhelmed by them. Just in a, like, in a row. If they're all together, we're chilling. We do have a few tall nuts, but... Oh my god! Oh, that one was spooky. Thank god we had the damn shroom at least. Back to level 10, we had our next conveyor, yet with the added twist that we would only be able to see the screen in short bursts of lightning. We did get a lot of starfruit, giving us a wide range of screen coverage, but in all honesty, this was easily my favorite conveyor belt level so far. Now it's time for roof levels, where the main gimmick is this slope on the roof prevents normal plants from being able to shoot past it. So we needed the arch of the catapult plants, and we can only plant in these pots as well. Oh, wait, shit, these are pots. Okay, did not know that. That is really bad. I should not have done that. So with zombies literally being able to eat our ground, we made sure to defend with a little more urgency as we got the plant pot for ourselves now. We also bought roof cleaners, which were just lawnmowers for the roof. 5-2, we would have our first encounter with the bungee zombies, which can either take one of your plants off the roof or place a zombie further down the lane, giving them a huge head start. But dealing with that, we now got the Kernel Bolt, a plant that had a chance to freeze enemies, making them really useful for stalling. We would also unlock the Coffee Bean to wake up mushroom plants during the day, and also the Zen Garden, which we can use to plant some seeds and sell them for a good chunk of money. Now onto the mini game. It was a conveyor level that gave us so many chompers. There would be a whole lot of bunches that would bring a lot of zombies in, yet you got so many pumpkins as well that we never had to stress. Skipping a few levels to 5-8, we now had the strongest zombie on the board, the Gargantuar. A zombie that would need 2 instas to take it down, and also had an ability to throw this imp when he reaches half health. We really underestimated our first Garg, as he just continued walking down and going through each plant, as unlike other zombies, he doesn't eat plants, he crushes them. We were able to deal with them and soon got the Melon Pole, one of the best plants that deals massive damage on each hit and also had splash damage to help weaken other rows. And with that, we have made it to the final level, Dr. Zomboss. Pretty imposing level, as you would be sent a lot of strong zombies like Zambonis and Football, yet you do get a lot of instas to deal with them. And as long as you saved a pepper and an ice shroom for when he comes down to deal with his fire or ice balls, you were pretty much golden for this fight. And just like that, we were able to complete adventure mode and get to listen to the hardest banger in this whole game. Let's go! Hell, first try, man. Oh yeah, we just beat adventure mode with 0 deaths, by the way. Oh, that was stressful.
There's butter on my head.
Grabbing an easy achievement, we could enable mustache mode by just typing mustache while on the menu screen. And after that, we would now need to complete every mini game. Starting with Walnut Bowling, we actually had another achievement where we needed to hit a 5-hit combo. Pretty tricky, as we were constantly getting cut off at 4. You feel like this would be the easiest time to get it with so many fucking zombies on screen. Oh, let's go! It was the easiest time to get it. And after that, we took our first dub. Next up was Zombotany, where zombies would have the heads of plants. Dealing with the long range of the pea shooter was pretty awkward, but once we had a defensive plant on the field, it was pretty simple. After that was Slot Machine, where we could spin a wheel for 25 sun to have a chance of getting a plant, more sun, or sunflowers. Now, the way you're meant to play this game is you spin and get some sunflowers, and then they are enough to get you to the required 2000 sun. Yet for some reason, we were quite literally getting so many nuts. Oh, another nut. Oh, another nut. Oh, another nut. Oh, another nut. What the hell? And yes, the whole game, we only got 6 flowers, but we were eventually able to get the sun that we needed. Next was It's Raining Siege, which was pretty much just a conveyor level, yet this one had the added downside that if you don't use a plant fast enough, it'll actually despawn. But this level wasn't much of a challenge at all. Then it was time for Begooled, the Candy Crush minigame. Yet it did have the added touch that we could actually upgrade the plants on board with some sun, and all we needed to do was get to 75 matches. Next was Invisible, where you guessed it, each zombie that comes out is invisible. You can use these ice shrooms to see where they are for a moment, yet not realizing pool zombies don't get frozen, we actually took our first loss of the game. So the second attempt, we made sure to have more pool defense and we were able to take our win. After we're seeing stars, where we had to place star fruits in a star shape. And with how cheap and good Starfruit is, especially when there's a lot, we were able to clear out this level in like 5 minutes. Then we were on to Zobquarium, a completely different mode where we needed to take care of our zombies. We could spend 5 sun to feed them, which would give us sun, and after you could spend 100 sun to gain another zombie. And as long as we made sure none of them starved, we were able to get a good amount of zombies and collect the 1000 sun we needed easily. Next again was Begooled, but with a twist. Literally. You move your plants around in this weird circular pattern. I tried to take time to understand it, but eventually I just started spam clicking everywhere until we got all of our matches. Afterwards was Big Trouble Little Zombie again, where we would only get pea shooters, but again, the lower health of the zombies meant that nothing here is much of a problem, especially with all the added walnuts we were getting. Then we had one of my favorite levels in Portal Combat, where you have these portals that both zombies and plants can interact with. It could cause a zombie to pretty much need to walk down 2 lanes now, but the portals can also move, as you'll have the chance for a zombie to just be teleported to your backline. Yet just being careful for those guys, we won with no struggle. Next up was Call 'em Like You See 'em, a really cool but really hard level. Every plant you place now goes in the whole column, yet to balance this out, they send you so many zombies. Our first attempt, we got overwhelmed so hard, so on the second one, I put tall nuts farther back to give our melon pults more time to kill the zombies before they could reach the wall. Yet we soon had ladder zombies come and just get everything in the path over the wall. So our third attempt, we took a different approach to really stall the zombies. We used the pumpkins we were getting pretty much as another walnut. It would really help to deal with the ladder zombies as they now had to use them on the pumpkins instead of the nuts. They were eventually starting to power through it all, but the pepper in this mode is pretty much just a screen clear, and making sure to save our instants for the end, we were able to triumph over the mode. Now it's time for Bobsled Bonanza, a pretty tricky level as there were constant Zambonis coming down one after the other. We yet again had another underdog MVP with Spikeweed. The low cost and fast recharge of the plant was a huge player in this, as they could pop the wheels of Zambonis. That with a few other instances and some intense cooldown management, we were able to first try this level. After was Zombie Nimble Zombie Quick, where everything you can think of is faster. Pretty much just like the Bloons Fast Forward, which also pretty much meant it was just a normal level but fast. Again, after we had Whack-A-Zombie, which by the end was super simple, as we just had this little corner of graves that we needed to cover. Next was Last Stand, a level where sun production is banned, yet you do start with 5,000 sun to build your defense. In order to survive through the waves, we went with 2 rows of melons and some nuts, and it was able to make it through the first few waves without much issue. Yet once the nuts went down, we couldn't hold them back, so we went and bought our first upgrade with the Winter Melon. Something you could put on top of a normal melon to give it freezing properties. And using pretty much the same exact strategy, but with these guys instead, was enough to get us to victory. Then was Zombotany 2, and while the plants might have been stronger, they were still simple enough to deal with once you got a few walnuts up and going. After was Walnut Bowling 2, which was a lot longer, but the only difference was the giant nut, which was actually really strong. Next up was Pogo Party, where every zombie is a Pogo Zombie. They can normally be kind of annoying to deal with, yet using tall nuts in the front prevented them from being able to jump past any of our defense. And next up was Dr. Zomboss's Revenge. Pretty much the same boss fight as before, but with one added problem. I just put that down! Dude, this fucking boss is so annoying! Although the zombies he sent were stronger and his health was larger, we were able to finally defeat Dr. Zomboss again after like 30 minutes of going through the fight. Whew! Jesus Christ! All 20 minigames. Hell yeah. Now after all the minigames, it was now time for iZombie. A really fun game where you instead get to play as the zombies instead of the plants. There were a bunch of levels on this, yet they were all the same, so we're just gonna skip to endless. And man, this game was hard, as we needed to reach a streak of 10. It was a whole lot of resource management, as you use sun to send down your zombies, and the only way to get sun is through eating the sunflowers. As most of the time we would just run out of sun to keep playing, but the most annoying thing here was the combination of Snow Pea and Kernel Pult. as their stalling potential was absolutely insane. It hurt the most when after 2 hours we made it all the way to round 9, but at the end of the level we had 0 sun to our name. We were restarting a lot, sometimes not even getting past the first level and needed to go again. Yet we eventually started developing some strats. The biggest one was realizing that the ladder zombie's ladder actually acts as a shield against snow peas, which was incredibly helpful. I seriously don't think I can explain how much of a problem these snow peas were, especially if they were locked in the back of the row. We would also start hard targeting the 3-peaters, starfruit, and magnet shrooms, as the first two just have too much area coverage, and the magnet counters almost all of my best plants. We also started playing with our sun really well, as we were now going into round 3 with almost 1300 sun, and also started getting pretty good understandings of when we should be using other zombies like the football to really tank for us, or the miner anytime there weren't any plants in a row that could kill him. In round 6, the game was almost giving the win to us with all these free sunflowers. Each row only needed 1 zombie, as the scaredy shrooms would never come out, and we were just getting away with 2600 sun. Level 7 was a little scary as there was a lot of instas and we also played it pretty poorly. Yet sacrificing a bunch of imps, we were eventually able to get through. Wave 8 was nothing really all that special, and the same thing can be said about Wave 9. And once again we made it to level 10. We started off instantly with an easy sunflower and a barely defended row. A miner was easily able to deal with the middle row, and a ladder in the first and second row was enough to clear it out, as we sent 2 zombies down low to clear out our last brain. Please. Please say this is all I need to do. Game, I am begging you. What? Oh my god! Thank you! Holy shit! I thought I wasn't gonna get it for a second. I thought I was gonna have to play a whole new round. Oh my god! That took hours to finish. And finally, the struggle is over. After 4 hours, we were able to get the hardest achievement and just have smooth sailing from here. Is what I wish I could have said, but Vase Breaker ended up taking me over 5 hours to complete. I don't want to do this anymore. Oh my god! What is with all the buckets? Fucking bitch! Why is it so far forward? Kill the imp! Kill that fucking bitch! What was that fucking imp, a juggernaut? Why did it have so much health? Those bitches have no health! What is that? They're so annoying! They break everything! This has to be a plant. Fuck, we lose! Fuck me, man! Seeing this screen pisses me off. We have a lot of cherries. Oh, so fucking fun, man! I just love getting bucket after bucket. Oh my god! Thank you, game! You must have just heard what I said. Fuck, that used both of the instas! Come on, fucking break. Fuck, man! My god! Dude, I'm like, it's so hard to not be like tilted right now. I think that's the worst part. I'm just perpetually mad. Ugh. Don't be a bucket. You're a bitch. You know that? A whole bitch. You jump at nothing! Oh, wow. He jumps at nothing. He jumps at nothing. God. That's terrible fucking design. If it's already dead, why are you still going? Oh my fucking god! Dude, these runs take like 40 minutes as well. That's the worst part. I feel like I'm dying a little on the inside. Yeah, just to be safe. What? What got through? The top? Oh my god, yeah, we totally just let him go through. I did not even think about that. Like, dude, that is so bad. I spent 4.5 hours last night on this one game mode. And you can see I'm still on it, which tells you I did not win. Every time this screen pops up and all the pots are back, there's a feeling within me that I have never felt before. Here's the thing with Vase Breaker. The difficulty never changes. What I mean by that is there's always one pea shooter, one walnut, one spud mine, 2 snow peas, 6 backward repeaters, 5 squashes, 2 3-peaters, and 1 plantain. And then there's always 8 zombies, 5 buckets, 1 jack-in-the-box, and 1 guard. Now every 10th level, a zombie is replaced with another guard, but outside of that, this whole game mode is just a massive amount of luck. As when you get a plant, you can't wait to use it because it will despawn. So if you maybe get all of your squashes first, you have a few options. Rushing to find the guard, which will only overwhelm you, using it poorly, or letting it despawn. All are pretty bad options. You just had to hope you would get lucky. If you got 5 different zombies before opening your first plant, then it was instantly an uphill fight. If you got a jack-in-the-box that opened up 8 other pots, you are now dealing with a sudden swarm. There were good things too. An early 3-peater was always useful, and snow peas would pretty much guarantee you being able to clear out whatever row you put them in. The worst part though is definitely the time, as it took easily around 25 minutes just to reach level 10. And we would surpass level 10 and fail countless times. But we were eventually able to finally collect our achievement. That's crazy though. Yes! Oh my god! This game mode sucks so much ass! Holy shit! God, that feels so good to be done! Oh my god. Now, because of poor planning, we had to spend the next 8 hours replaying adventure mode. And the reason it took so long is because we were forced to use 3 random plants every level, which meant we couldn't do what we wanted a lot of the time depending on what plants we got, which would really slow us down. But alas, we are here for the achievements. First off, we needed to produce 8,000 sun in one level, which was pretty easy as we just spared one zombie and forced him to eat nut after nut before getting to 8k and putting him out of his misery. Next was the good morning achievement, where we needed to beat a day level with only mushrooms. It was actually pretty tricky even on an easy level, as every plant now has 75 sun more just to wake them up with the coffee bean. We eventually found out that the answer was, of course, puff shroom, as they allowed us to finally get a defense going and get the achievement. Now we had to do the inverse and beat a night level with no mushrooms. The start was pretty tricky as sun production is extremely slow, but sticking with a cheap defense was enough for us to be able to hold our own until the end. To the pool, we needed to win without using any sort of pea shooter, which was pretty easy as we could instead just use catapults, which were more than enough to deal with the zombies. Reaching 410, we were also able to find the elusive Yeti zombie and check that achievement off of our list. And the last achievement we needed was to defeat a roof level without using any catapults, which was pretty simple as gloom shrooms are so powerful. And after finishing all of that, we started looking into the Tree of Wisdom, and there's an achievement for growing the tree to 100 feet with fertilizer. Yet it only grows 1 foot at a time. And the fertilizer is 2,500 coins, meaning we needed 250,000 coins just for this tree. Putting off that dreadful sounding achievement, we moved on to the survival levels. The goal in survival is to reach the end of the wave, and at the end of each wave, you get to choose a new set of plants, which really allows you to have a bunch of different plants on the field at once. Now, there's a survival for every world, and then an added hard mode for every world as well. So we're just going to skip past all of that because we use the same strat for every level. What you do need to know is that we farmed for a lot of money, found a really easy way to collect a whole lot of sun before the end of the first level, unlocked every plant, defeated 2 guards with a cob cannon, which is just a kernel pulled upgrade that's pretty much a recharging insta that you can aim, and then finished the last level. We were also able to finally unlock the golden sunflower. Oh man, that was an effort. Now to the level that matters, survival mode endless, where we had to reach a flag of 20. We grinded out the easy start once again to make a bunch of sun, as plant upgrades in this mode get more expensive each time you're using it, meaning one winter melon can cost 1300 sun towards the end. We also had our cob cannons going, as there were a lot of guards to deal with, as long with the new giga guards that had twice the health of a normal one, taking 4 inches to defeat it. But that's about it, really. I can't say much more without just repeating myself, as this achievement was actually extremely easy to get. We ended up pushing a little farther than we needed, as Endless does give you a whole lot of money, yet we let ourselves die at flag 26 as we were just getting bored at that point. With that, all we had left was the tree. Thankfully, we were constantly grinding and saving our money, so we weren't too far behind. And we would also make an easy farm in Last Stand that would give you around 9,000 coins for every run. So everyone say thank you to this tutorial from 15 years ago. So after a whole lot of patience and some time, we were fully able to grow the tree to 100 feet. Oh my god, we're finally done. What a game, I guess. And that is how we 100%ed Plants vs. Zombies. Honestly, while there were some fun moments of the game, it was just such a grind. I mean, iZombie, Vase Breaker, and replaying through adventure mode took 17 hours by itself. But alas, if you made it to the end of the video, I really appreciate you watching. If you would like to see more, we stream all of these videos over on Twitch. And don't forget to like and subscribe, and check out the other 100%s we've done so far. Thank you again for watching, and I hope you all have a nice day.